guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not foundation review on a very highly anticipated foundation. Got my little Ulta bag, and that is the Juvias Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. I've heard all sorts of things about this foundation. I think this is supposed to be like super full coverage. They had a very large shade range, but I have to say I had such a hard time finding my shade range as a tan skin girl, as a Latina. It was just so hard for me to find the perfect shade. Even with the shade comparisons that people were posting on Instagram, it was just not enough for me to like figure out my shade. So I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to figure it out online and just wait until they release an Ulta, because they were supposed to release an Ulta, and that's exactly what I did. The shade that I got was 520 shade Tangier. So on the side, it gives you a description of the foundation, which I think is great. It's supposed to be a second skin creamy foundation, which offers smooth application for soft and natural soft matte finish, gives you flawless coverage. It's supposed to be a formula to even out complexion, refine skin texture, and erase blemishes, maintaining the initial finish throughout the day. Suitable for all skin types, including sensitive and oily skin. It's free of paraben, oil, and cyclopentasiloxane. I don't know. And this did retail for $20. So nonetheless, let's just go ahead and get right into this video. I'm going to be using this one right here by Cover FX, the gripping primer. It's been a second since I've used this on camera, so I want to go ahead and dive into it. I used it the other day and I was like, oh, I forgot how lovely this is. So I'm just going to be putting this all over my skin. Now we're going to go ahead and open the foundation. I like that the packaging is super simple and to the point. I also like that this is like very just travel friendly. It's super like makeup bag friendly, so you don't have to worry about like this breaking or dripping and stuff. It's just very like easy. I don't know how this foundation is going to do yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that much. And I'm going to bring you guys in closer so we can go ahead and start off with our beauty sponge side, and then we can do our brush side. Put this here. It feels a little bit thicker in consistency. Feels like it's going to be full coverage too. So let's begin. So the next shade up from this one was too dark, and the next shade and the shade down was too light. So I feel like, honestly, I don't know if you guys who are around my skin complexion or just like tan skin have noticed how hard it can be for us to find foundation that matches us because of our undertones. Like, I feel like they never get the undertone right for us. I feel like it's always too orange or too pink. Right now, I feel like I look a little bit orangey, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. And this was just even with me going in store and buying it. So this is the foundation on one side. I still feel like I need a little bit more here, but for some reason I feel like I look a little orangey here. I don't know. Let's go ahead and just apply a little bit more. Okay, now we're getting more fuller coverage. I think that it's gonna perform more full coverage with a brush than with a sponge, but we'll have to see when we get there. I just feel like this foundation, I was expecting it to be like intense coverage right away, because it feels thicker than a lot of my really full coverage foundations that are more lightweight. So I'm kind of intrigued. As you can see, I feel like it's picking up orange, especially on my cheek area for some reason. Like, I just feel like I look dirty. Okay. Maybe it's because it's oxidizing. Like, do you see how it looks light right here? Like, lighter than what it's on my face. And then I feel like it oxidizes instantly. Okay, so now I'm going to go onto the side with our makeup brush. So I'm going to be using my JH03 brush. And I'm going to be putting this baby, oh, I think I went in with a lot more. I went with that much. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, the consistency's thick and sticky, and I don't know, I would expect it to be a little bit more fuller coverage with the sponge. But I think with this, it looks like it's more fuller coverage. And do you see what I'm talking about? It instantly oxidizes as soon as it touches the skin. Like, it's weird. The best way I'm noticing to apply this is to kind of pat it in. And once you pat it in, you can kind of distribute it outwards. Yeah, I would say this is a foundation you apply with your brush. It doesn't feel super heavy on the face, but you can definitely tell I'm wearing makeup. I have to get it on my lips a little bit because it's kind of drawing a mustache line. Yeah, do you see the difference? That's when I first put the foundation. It oxidizes like crazy. It's almost like a different color. For some reason it looks bad on this side to me. Like, it just looks so orangey and weird. I think it's maybe because I went in with a sponge that's damp, that has a little bit of like water on it. And that's why it like it's giving me that weird like orange vibe. I don't know what it is, but it's not making me happy. I mean, the color isn't bad, but I just don't like looking like I'm kind of orange. Especially because I'm seeing that the foundation doesn't look like that. Like, the foundation, when I first apply it, looks like a different color. Okay, so I have this much product left, and I honestly don't want to go in with any more. I just want to leave it at this. But I would say that if you are trying this foundation, use it with a brush. Don't use a sponge. And I just feel like this side looks a little bit darker and red compared to that side. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to take off this foundation. As much as it pains me to waste foundation, because I hate wasting foundation, it like makes me cringe. I just cannot use that. I can't use any more product. Okay, so let's look at the foundation. So it definitely looks like I'm wearing foundation. It does have like a soft matte touch because we're not looking greasy. It feels thick when you apply it. I don't think it feels that velvety, to be honest. It's not accentuating my textures too much, so that's good, because I know sometimes when you use a thicker consistency, it can do that for you. But this one isn't doing it as much as it could do it. Now, Ulta didn't have their concealer, so I didn't pick that up. But I'm just going to go ahead and use my own concealer and see if I can kind of like neutralize the colors and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come back on camera and give you guys my very first initial thoughts, first impressions, how it works with the rest of my products, and then we can go ahead and start our day. Hey guys, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup, and I'm ready to give you guys my very first impressions and thoughts on the new Juvias Place foundation. It feels so good to come back on with like a full beat face of makeup. It's like the best feeling. But let's go ahead and talk about this bad boy. So you guys know that when I last saw you guys, I wasn't the happiest with how things were looking. I had to go in with concealer to kind of highlight the high points of my face, my under eyes, and then I did a little bit on my forehead, nose, and right here, just to kind of bring a little bit of dimension to the face, because it was looking a little too orangey for my taste. Now it looks a lot better because, like I mentioned, I went ahead and used my L'Oreal concealer. This one is in the shade, does it tell me? Cashew 365. I also then went in and just bronzed up my face with the Kylie Tequila Tan. And this was good too. And I feel like that kind of helped add the dimension that we needed to kind of get the foundation back on track. So once I went ahead and did that, it was totally fine. The foundation looks definitely more on a soft matte side. I definitely think that that is true to claim. It's not like a matte foundation, but it's not like a radiant foundation where I was like, whoa, I'm seeing radiance. It wasn't until I applied the highlight, like a little bit of some shimmer there. But I feel like for the claims of that, I do feel like it's true. I feel like now that it has set for like an hour or so, I feel like it definitely kind of looks a little bit more like a soft finish. As for how it feels, it doesn't feel as heavy as it did when we first applied it. But when I touch it, it doesn't feel sticky. So that's good. That's always a plus, because I hate when foundations feel sticky, especially during the summertime. Right now, we did get a little bit of a late start, so right now it is 12:30. I'm planning on wearing this foundation until probably like 8:30, 9 p.m. because I really want to give it like a long wear. But I will come back and give you guys some natural lighting check-in so you guys can see how this does up close in the natural light. Right now, it's awesome because I do have 2 windows that have natural lighting in front of me, so it's great to have that so that I'm able to really like show you guys the authenticity of the color and all of that. I do have to say, I'm feeling better now, a little bit more relieved that the foundation ended up working with my products and ended up being okay, even though the color and how much it oxidized was a little funky for me for a minute. But it's good that now I kind of have everything better. So yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so I am back and right now it is officially 9 p.m. I wanted to give you guys my well-developed thoughts on the Juvia's Place foundation. So this is pretty much the foundation with no touch-ups by the end of the day. As you can see on somebody that has oily skin, it's not too bad where I'm like, whoa, this is really, really oily, considering the fact that this is a soft, matte type of consistency. I wasn't expecting this to be like completely matte by the end of the day because of course, like I said, on somebody that has oily skin like myself, those type of foundations typically get oily. Now I feel like I could have been more oily, so I'm actually impressed with that aspect because I feel like it's not like, whoa, she's intense, but it's not like she's matte, which I wasn't expecting. Though another thing that I did notice is that I feel like with this foundation, you can really see my pores. So I would say make sure you use a pore minimizing primer if you do purchase this foundation, because I feel like through the entire day, I was like, whoa, my pores are on fleek right now. So if you suffer from large pores, that's something to keep in mind. Also, I would say with this foundation, if you are eating or if it's hot out and you're gonna be like sweating a little bit, the foundation does come off easily. So you wanna make sure that you either touch it up or you set it with powder as soon as you're done applying it so that it can kind of stay in place a little bit better. But it does come off easier than some other foundations that I have, especially when I was eating like around the mouth area, it like quickly came off just with like me dabbing the napkin. I'm impressed with the fact that even though the consistency is a little bit thicker, it's not looking like, whoa, this is intense. But I feel like this is one of those foundations that you definitely want to get shade matched when you go into Ulta. I wouldn't purchase it online unless you really do know your shade and you're confident that it's going to be the right one. I don't know what Juvia's Place's policy is. That's another reason why I say just purchase it in store. I feel like it's easier. You can just drive there with your girlfriends and have fun at the makeup store and swatch the colors. But I just feel like for me, I was really shocked that it like oxidized that much. Now it looks fine. Like the color looks good. I feel like right now we're at a good place with it. So I'm not complaining about for now. Do I think it's something extreme out of this world that you need to go get immediately, different from a lot of foundations? Not really. I was expecting the coverage when I did it with the sponge to be like really full right away, but it wasn't that way. Like I mentioned, you definitely should use a brush. I would not use a sponge unless you're looking for more of a medium to build full coverage. But I do have to say, I feel like if you're combination skin, normal skin, and you're looking for like a nice matte finish, but not like too insanely matte, then I think you will enjoy this. If you also like a little bit of a thicker consistency, you will like it. I feel like for somebody that has a very oily skin, you will get dewy. Not like anything really bad, but you will get a little bit dewy. As for dry skin people, I don't know. I don't know if you would like it or not. I feel like it's not that matte where you're gonna be like, whoa. But if you don't like matte finish, I wouldn't even try this foundation because it's definitely more for matte vibes. And if you're already dry, that's just gonna make your face look more dry looking. So those are pretty much all my thoughts. I would have to give the foundation probably like a 7 out of 10, just because I feel like the color range was a little tricky for me to play with. That's why I didn't end up doing this review much earlier, was because I just didn't want to F it up. The oxidizing kind of threw me off. You want to make sure you use this with a brush. I just feel like the beginning of the review was a little bit like, ooh, but then it got a little bit better because it's not that bad of a foundation. It looks decent. I feel like for $20, it's not that bad, but I feel like there's some drugstore affordable foundations that are much better than this if you're looking for a good full coverage matte finish. I really hope that this kind of helped you make your decision. And if you guys did enjoy watching this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos Really, really helps me out. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I would love for you to become a member of family here on YouTube because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss one because, I mean, why would you? I always hook you guys up, right? I love you guys so much. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.